Now in the previous lecture, we have implemented insertion method for hash table in case of direct chaining. Now in this lecture, we are going to implement search and delete methods in case of direct chaining. So as you remember, we have created display function in the previous lecture. So this is displaying hash table after insertion or searching. So this makes our life very easier when we are inserting and deleting elements from the hash table. So by using this function, we can visualize it in the console over here. Now the next method that I'm going to create will be search method. So this method will return the Boolean values. So if the word that we are looking for exists in the hash table, it's going to return true, otherwise it's going to return false. So it's going to be Boolean return type, and the name of method will be search hash table. So this will take one parameter, so we are going to search for a string. So it's going to be the word. Now then, the first thing that we are going to do, as we said before, whenever we are searching in the hash table, the first thing that we need to do, we need to find out index of this string over here. So this means that we are going to call hash function. So it's going to be like this: new index is equal to, so one more time we are going to call hash function. So the name of hash function is here. So I'm just going to copy it from here that we call inside insert method. So it's going to be the same. Then based on this index, we are going to check that if this string that we are looking for exists in our hash table or not. So we are going to write if condition like this: if hash table with the index, new index that we get from here from the hash function is not equal to null, and hash table index dot, we are going to use contains function of the linked list. So in this case, we are going to call it for the word. So this means that in this index, we have some values in our hash table. In that linked list, the word that we are looking for contains. So in this case, if this is the case, we are going to print out to the console that the word that we are looking for found in hash table at this location. So I'm going to put print statement like this. Now then, after printing out this message to the console, we are going to return true. Otherwise, we are going to print out that the value does not found in this hash table over here, and we are going to return false. So I'm just going to put return statement false, and I'm just going to copy this output and pass it over here, and I'm going to change the message saying that not found in hash table. Now with this, we have successfully implemented our search method over here. Now let's see how this is working in practice. So inside main class, we have inserted these values to the hash table. Now instead of display hash table, I'm just going to call search method to see that how this is working. So here we know that these words that we have inserted exist in the hash table. So for simplicity, I'm going to look for example, for the word of fox. Now if I run our code, you see that we have got an error over here. So instead of new index, I put index over here. So that's why I'm just going to fix it. Now after fixing, we are going to run our method. Now you see that it says that fox found in hash table at location 8. So this means that fox is located at the index of 8 over here. Instead of fox, if I just delete f from here and look for ox, in this case you will see that it says that ox will not found in this hash table over here. Now you see that ox not found in hash table. So our search method works perfect. Now let's continue to implement delete method in case of direct chaining. So in this case, after search method, I'm going to implement delete method. So it's going to be like this: public void delete key hash table, because in this case we are deleting the key. So this one also will take type of string as a parameter, because we are deleting the word from the hash table. Now inside this function, here again, the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to find index of the word that we are looking for to delete. So in this case, we are going to create new index, and it's going to be calculated based on the hash function. Now after finding the index, we are going to check that if this exists in our hash table or not. So as you remember, we have used the search function over here. So I'm just going to call search function one more time. Based on the value that we get from search hash table, we are going to delete, or we are going to return message saying that it does not exist in the hash table. So here I'm just going to create a new variable. It's going to be like this: Boolean result is equal to, so we are going to call search method for this word. So it's going to be like this: search word. As we said before, it's going to return true or false based on the word. So if this exists over there, it's returning true, otherwise it's returning false. So in this case, if result is equal to true, so this means that this word exists in this hash table over here. So this means that we can delete it from the array. So I'm just going to do it like this. Hash table with new index dot, we are going to use remove function. So it's going to be remove word. So with this, we have successfully removed this word from the hash table. Then at the end, I'm just going to print out to the console saying that this value deleted from here. So it's going to be like this. So after deletion, we're just going to put word has been deleted from hash table. Now after doing so, we have successfully deleted our method from here. Now otherwise, if it does not exist in this hash table over here, we will print out message from this search method over here. So it's going to print out saying that the value does not exist. So we don't need to do any extra condition over here. Now with this, we have successfully implemented our delete method in case of hash table, in case of direct chaining technique. So here, let's see how this is working in practice. So instead of search method, I'm just going to call delete method. So then, for example, let's say I'm just going to delete the value. Now after deletion, I'm just going to call display method to see that how the hash table changed. So I'm just going to call display method that we created over here to see the output in the console. Now let's run our code. Now you see that first it's printing out saying that D found in hash table because we are using search method. Then it says that D has been deleted from hash table. Now if we look at over here, you see that we cannot find D over here. Now if instead of D, if I call for Fox, you'll see that Fox will be deleted from this hash table over here. Here we have Quick and Fox at the index of 8. In this case, at the index of 8, we will have only Quick. So as you can see, in this case, at the index of 8, we have only Quick. So for example, instead of deleting the words that we have in our hash table, if I put, for example, Ox over here, in this case, if I run, you'll see that our hash table will not change and it's going to print out saying that Ox not found in our hash table. So everything remains the same in our hash table. Now with this, we have successfully implemented delete method in hash table in case of direct chaining. So hopefully everything is clear about this method also. Now with this, we have come to the end of the direct chaining. So in case of direct chaining, we have implemented insert method, search method, and delete method, which solves collisions in this case. Now in the next lecture, let's continue to look at other resolution techniques. So see you in the next lecture.